Welcome back to the Chuck Clark Coach Show here on BCHS.TV. I'm your host, Gary Ownbey, talking today about Bradley Fair basketball with Coach Chuck Clark, our head coach, of course, and also our longtime coach, retired, and the head coach when Chuck was assistant, Coach Kent Smith. Glad to have both of you guys here today. And Coach, let's talk about a little bit of basketball coming up here. Well, let's go back and talk about what happened just last Saturday night. You had a tough win over Stone Memorial, but that was a must-win game or go home. You won that game. It puts you in the region semis where we haven't been in 4 or 5 years. So, Coach Clark, what do you expect to see tonight out of, or tomorrow night? It'll be on tomorrow night, on Tuesday, out of White County, on their floor.
On their floor. We haven't been very successful on their floor of late. So, the last 4 or 5 times, we've struggled to get out of there. And I mean that literally. It's been a struggle just to get out of the gym.
Or to get in.
Get in and get out.
Let us in
so,
early.
yeah, White County is, they've got a kid named Slatton.
Mm-hmm.
And Cleveland people would remember his dad, Bruce, that used to coach at Cleveland. So he's about 6'4", 6'5". He's a slasher, can shoot the 3 ball. He likes to penetrate too. They pushed for him for Tennessee Mr. Basketball, and I'm sure he got a number of votes from over there. So, and then they've got a lot of the same guys they had last year when we played them in the first round of the region. So they've got a Winningham kid who's can shoot the ball, a Dodson kid, and then who's their point guard, who's kind of a slasher, one likes to penetrate, get into the paint, and then kick back out to either Winningham or Slatton.
Is the Dodson kid the son of the head girls coach?
No, it's Dodson.
Oh, Dodson, not Dodson then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he came in off the bench last year for them. They did lose their point guard from last year and lost one of their big guys, but they've got their main nucleus back of 7 or 8 that he played last year. So it's going to be a struggle. Anytime you go over there, it's tough.
Well, in the region semis, it's always tough.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
You've eliminated a bunch of teams. You're down to, 32 teams, I guess, now? And you'll cut that in half tomorrow night, just like the girls will tonight when they go and play Ray County over there at White County. You had a crazy finish to the Cleveland game. You got that win there, though. And let's go to Coach Kent Smith here, since we're talking about White County. Coach, you was here a long time, 17 years. And you had some very memorable games played with White Station and people like that, and some other big games with Cleveland. Some went 4 overtime, 3 overtime. I mean, crazy games. But what's the game that stands out in your mind when we played White County? I know this.
Well, I know the first game that we played my first year was kind of an eye-opener for me and our program, in just the sense that we were not near the type of physical team that we needed to be to compete with somebody like White County. It was my first year, and so the kids were learning me and I was learning them, but we went over there and played them on their floor, and they beat us up pretty good. And I came away that night. Matter of fact, I think Chuck was with me, and I said, we are going to be a different basketball team than what we are now. And that's when we really made a dedication to get into the weight room. But several, meaningful or memorable games. The most memorable was here when they were riding a 31-game winning streak, and they were ranked 7th in the country, and they were defending state champions. And we knocked them off on a Saturday night here on our floor. And I guess those two were, the first game and then that game. And then they didn't schedule us after that last time that we beat them. But Chuck's actually probably had more of an experience with White County, but great basketball tradition over there. Yes. Over in Sparta, they don't have much to do on Friday nights but go and support their high school programs.
They do it passionately.
So tomorrow night will be a very tough atmosphere for Chuck and our guys, but I think with our experience with playing in the Bradley Cleveland game, Bradley Walker Valley game, Chuck and I were talking about last night, our guys have played in big crowds, so they should be ready for it tomorrow.
What are they size-wise, Chuck? How do they match up with us?
Well, they're not overly big. We'll probably actually be bigger on the post area where with Mason and Trey. Their post guy, I mean, he's a footballer. And he's rugged. He's going to push and shove. He's about 6'2", 6'3", maybe.
Built like a football player.
Built like a football player, and that can be an advantage for us if we will be patient enough to look down low on the block for them. Now, but they've got their guard play has nice size. That's Slatton's 6'5", but he doesn't go inside a whole lot. He's not going to guard any of the posts. He's going to guard the perimeter.
The point guard position?
He can run the point. I mean, they basically got 3-point guards: the Dodson, the Winningham, and Slatton. So they'll operate both ways with him out on the wing or running the point some. So it makes a little struggle on how are we going to match up with him. So we had a little problems with it last year. I look back, I think he got 17 on us, which was held him down pretty good.
Well, we've got pretty good size too, and we've got a pretty good size point guard too. 6'5" Quante Berry, he's about as smooth as they come as far as that goes.
He really is. Now, the one thing is that Slatton's going to be a little bit more physical than Quante, but with Quante's length, we're going to switch all the screens, and they know that. If Coach Mitchell were to plug us in tonight and watch this, he's going to know that we're going to switch all our screens, and so. Quante's going to be on Slatton some, Saylor, Ashton, and we're just going to play them our normal game, and hopefully cause them some trouble with that.
Well, Mason, we keep talking about Mason from time to time, and he seems like he's the most consistent. He's getting his double-digit figures in scoring and getting close to that in rebounds a lot. And just doing what you need to do. And he certainly stepped up and hit some big free throws, as he can do. Probably your best free throw shooter that we have on the team, I guess, if you look at that. Ashton and Saylor, we've seen Ashton be challenged with the defensive job of getting on a good score, and just Saylor, like Saylor has too. And then you got two pretty good guys off the bench, in Tucker Green and Isaac Smith, that come in there as both juniors and can give you some quality minutes too, and help the team and let somebody rest if they get in foul trouble. You go pretty deep there.
Well, we can, and we've got a lot of interchangeable parts that we can use. Saylor can run down and play the 4 position on offense, and he's 6'2", but he's got that football mentality, and he can be physical with anybody. And Mason runs our 5 sometimes, and so if Trey gets in foul trouble, we'll run 4 guards out at him, and really 5 because Mason can handle the ball too. So we can do a whole lot of stuff. Different things that way with Tucker coming in or Isaac, either one, and both of them shoot the ball really well. Tucker's starting to get back on his defense and play like he started the first year.
Key play in that game Saturday night on the steal.
It was big. I mean, that was a big steal, and fortunately, my mouth didn't go quite as fast as his steal did because I was calling timeout at that particular time, and I told the official, I said, I'm glad your whistle was slow, just like me trying to call timeout. And we both enjoyed a little laugh on that, and I know he told one of the other officials that called the foul because they walked over and said something. He looked at me, and they were laughing. So,
well, it was a timely steal and a bucket, not just a steal, but a bucket and a foul, and he made that, and things turned out good for us there. And what would you think if I said, what is one key thing that you have to do well tomorrow night? Just defend, rebound, or all of that comes together. But what would be the most important aspect to win tomorrow night, you think?
Tell them, Coach. You harp on it all the time, and this is who I learned it from.
Composure. And just going over there and playing discipline, playing our style of ball, and tune out the crowd because it's going to be difficult. But composure.
Well, yeah, I've heard you say it before. And do you lean on the old guy here for some tips throughout the season? When you're feeling a little down, you say, "Hey, Coach, what would you do here?" Do you go to that aspect, or you say, "I'll just wing it on my own"?
No, we talk so much that Coach has always got free reign to do whatever he wants to in there, and he knows that, and he talks to the guys. Just they need to hear a different voice, and Coach Smith would go back and talk to them and reassure them on whatever we're talking about, that it's either good, bad, or it's something that he would do and or that he did. And so just like you said, we talked the other night, and that's Sunday night that we talked, and so we talk a lot and share offices together still, and so I depend upon him a lot. And
he was pretty successful.
Yeah, he was pretty good at what he did, wasn't he? I like to say that he surrounded himself with good people. So
Well,
that's
Surrounded
why.
myself with really good people.
Good assistant coaches,
Yes,
right?
sir.
That's what it's getting
Yes,
at.
sir.
And speaking of that, well, you've got pretty good with Drew German and Kobe Dills and Andrew Nipper. You got a pretty good bench staff there, too.
I really do. And, the thing about it is that, all those years that I was breaking down the teams, Kent would watch them and get an idea of it. Same thing that I'm doing now is that, Drew comes in, he's got the scouting report for them, and he and Kobe and Nipper all pool their minds together, and they've got each one of the players broken down and has offensive sets done up, and we go over it, and we'll do that some today and go over some of their sets and make sure that we understand what we're going to do with each one of them. But yeah, you got to surround yourself with good people. If not, you're not going to be very successful in this line of work. And
you got to have pretty good players, too, and we've got those as well.
You got to have the players. You can't draw something up on X's and O's unless you got the Jimmys and Joes. So.
Well, this is, I told someone earlier today that this is the most pressure game, I think, in the season because it's a do or die tonight in the region. It guarantees you 2 more games if you can win tonight.
Right.
Because that guarantees we win tonight, we're going to play Thursday in the boys' championship. And Cleveland, I've got to mention them, they're playing Warren County tomorrow night on the second game after you guys play. So it could be a Bradley County, finish for those two if Cleveland does their thing and we're able to do our thing. The challenge is playing at White County with that enthusiastic and passionate fan base. There's not many places like that to play, and we've all been there and seen that, how it works. And they come early, and they're loud from the get-go. And like Kent said, you better maintain your composure, and the players better maintain their composure because they'll get in your head, and then you're fighting yourself then, if that happens.
Oh, I remember that first game well, and we're looking around. We've got them on our right behind us.
And they still sit right behind us, I think, now.
And they didn't hold anything back on us, did they, Coach?
Nope.
So.
Matter of fact, some of the old timers were worse than the students. So,
that happens, I guess, sometimes,
Oh, yeah.
But you're saying they taught you in your first game there what you're going to have to do to get the Bradley program up to the level that you got it to, and obviously you took the lesson to heart, and things turned out pretty good. As the winningest boys coach we've ever had. Second, your granddad was right there too. Maxwell broke one of his records in his years. He won 2 state titles back in 40 and 42, and had 3 other good years where he was there. He could have won it again, but it didn't work out. So, Coach, we wish you the best tomorrow night in your game. We'd like to see you win tomorrow night. It's going to be tough. We know we need the crowd. We need our Bear Nation to show up there. It is a school night. We know that. It's a work night. Hey, suck it up and go watch the guys play. They've earned it.
Well, it's like I was talking to one of the assistant principals today, and he said, you get back home about 12, and I said, well, we're starting at 7, figure an hour and a half, that's 8:30, an hour and a half, 2-hour drive back home, so that's 10:30, 11 at the most. So it's not going to be that bad. I'm glad we're playing the early game, to be honest with you. But yeah, it'll be okay. I'm not going to. That's one of the things, Coach. He stays on me and says, man, you got to make sure you get your rest, drink your fluids, water. Mm-hmm. And it said, you got to stay healthy. And he's been good about that. Just reminded me that I got to be.
It's good to have someone like him,
He's holding me accountable.
To stay around here and help out in every way possible. I know Kent does that for you. But we're going to wrap things up here by wishing you good luck tomorrow night. Let's get a win for the Bears. Bring it back to Wednesday night. Play whoever, Warren County or Cleveland, whoever it may be in the semis, which guarantees us a substate game somewhere next Monday night. So that's what we're all after. But everybody and their brothers after that too.
Absolutely.
That's what makes it exciting. It's one of those times where it's sort of bittersweet or melancholy, because you're going to lose some seniors. Whoever your last game, you're going to lose some seniors. That's just the way high school is in college as well. But we'll take our chances. Yeah. Until next time, we'll say so long for now. God bless and go Bears.